So today I'm going to show you how to wrap a round cheese. This is the Jolie Pole from the other day that we talked about. So today is about 2 weeks old. If you look at it, it looks pretty good. It's nice. I like to wrap them before they get contaminated or dried out. So these look great. Take your clear paper. This is plant-based, so that's kind of nice. It's not really cellophane. Put it in the center. Pull your corner. Let's see. Just going to pull the corner up like that and take the edge about every ½ inch or 1 inch and just pull it to the center. So keep pulling it to the center. And don't pull too tight. You can leave it kind of loose. Just keep pulling to the center. I'm grabbing a ½ inch, pull it to the center, ½ inch, pull it to the center. You'll end up at the end with like this tail. So take the tail, just fold it over, take your label, and just put it on just like that. Alright, so you end up with a little bit of a tail, but it looks pretty. So there you go. So pretty straightforward. I looked online, I could never find anybody to show me how to wrap these, so make sure you look at the top and the bottom. Make sure you don't see any mold that you don't want. But again, take the corner, grab the edge, grab the next edge, and just keep whatever edge you need to grab to kind of keep it tight as you're rotating about a ½ inch. Just keep rotating, pulling to the center. Rotate, pull to the center. Then you have the tail. Not too hard once you get started, so it's pretty easy. So one thing I wanted to point out on these cheeses that are wrapped, that are soft cheeses, right now they're very young, and I will put some of them in the farm store, but I'd like these to keep aging, and so you want to put a lid on your container when you put it in the refrigerator. But I'm going to monitor if I see any condensation, then I'm just going to open it up just a little bit. So this is like your cheesecake. You still have to manage these. That paper, it's a breathing paper. It's going to continue to allow aging, but it's also going to allow dehydration. So keep this covered. Look for a little condensation. Maybe air it out once a day. Just give it a little breath, and then you can cover it back up. If you see condensation, then open it up just a little bit. You could even put one of those humidistats in there to monitor humidity, but I don't do that. I just monitor for any evidence of condensation. Hi, I'm going to wrap the Le Sueur today. This is the Camembert style. We looked at it earlier, and I just want you to see, this is 2 weeks out. It's not completely covered, but I want to get it into cooler temperature. So right now it's at about 50 degrees in that walk-in cooler. And if I leave it there, it could get too much ammonia and then just degrade quickly. It would get a little bit of a soapy flavor. So now that it's pretty much covered, I want to go ahead and wrap it. It will continue to age. There are some people that age their bloomy rinds in the refrigerator. They want a colder temperature. They want like 38 degrees because it's a more mellow flavor. So be careful, don't leave them too long. Once they're covered and you feel like that's a good cover, decent, not perfect, go ahead and wrap it. It'll continue. I'm going to use kind of the middle size paper. One thing that's really important, there's a shiny side and then there's a dull side. You want to wrap on the dull. And just like the Jolie Pole, just take the corner. This one actually lands in the middle. This is a more perfect size paper. You're not going to end up with a tail. And same thing, I take about maybe a ½ inch, maybe an inch, and I just pull to the center and then until it's all covered. This paper is borderline. This one is almost not big enough. I have 3 sizes of these papers. If your cheese is a little bit taller, you might have to use a bigger size paper. But I like having the minimum. I don't want too much paper because I don't want all that bunching up. But that's it. The nice thing about these is you can wrap a bunch of them and then put their labels on. So that's all wrapped. But if I just stack it so it's like down that way, I can go back and put the labels on, which is what I'll do. For the Jolie Pole, you couldn't really do that. As soon as you wrap them, you have to put the label on because it just comes off. You know, it unravels itself. But these are really nice. You can just go ahead and do that. And you're just kind of going in like a pinwheel. So, and those will go into the refrigerator. We tasted them today. We had somebody who wants a bunch and was going to do some event, so we tasted them. They're actually ready. So we're at 2 weeks, and they're good. They're young, but they're good. In 2 weeks, they'll be even better. So these are cheeses that you can have ready in 2 weeks, and you can still have them in a month. And what I like to do right now, I am making a soft cheese. I'm making these cheeses in the vat. So there's a lot of downtime when you're making these cheeses because you got to wait an hour for a culture. You have to wait an hour and a half for the rennet. It's a good day for chores. So I'm starting to get into a rhythm, and I'm finding a hard cheese day, you pretty much are going to be making cheese. There's not a lot of downtime. These soft cheeses, there is a lot of downtime. And I think it might be good to say that's the day I just kind of get all my chores done, wrap my cheeses, make my quark. It's a little more easygoing because there is so much downtime. Maybe clean equipment or catch up on stuff. I'll tell you at the end of all of this how many hours, it's taken. So.